So with that, good morning or good afternoon, ladies, and welcome to the Committee for Dulus's Clipped Wings Zoom event hosted by our Aviation and Airport Activities Committee. We appreciate you joining us today, particularly those of you who are out on the West Coast and just starting your day. My name is Scott York, and I serve as Executive Director for the Committee for Dulles, or CFD for short. For those not familiar with CFD, we are the oldest member-sponsored organization promoting the economic vitality of Washington Dulles International Airport. We inform the community, businesses, and elected officials on the important role the airport plays in a region's economy. To learn more about CFD, please visit us at committeefordulles.org. During the Zoom event, I would ask that you make sure your device is on mute. We will have time for questions following the presentation. Should you have a question, please use the chat function to submit it. Lastly, please note that we are recording this presentation for public use. Once I have edited and posted on social media, I will send out a link to all of you if you wish to view it again or share it with others. Now it's my pleasure to turn the time over to the chair of the Aviation and Airport Activities Committee, Georgia Graves. Besides being a very active member of CFD and in the Dulles region, Georgia is president of Bridgman Communications, located in Herndon, Virginia. Georgia, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. And I'm very, very pleased to and honored to have Clipped Wings here today to do a presentation on their organization. As background information, the Aviation and Airport Activities Group is part of CFD. We provide a vehicle for Committee for Dulles members to engage in smaller group environments with staff and executives from the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authorities, representatives from the airline, and other airline-related organizations and businesses. The Aviation Airport Activities Committee works to keep the Committee for Dulles up to date on changes at the airport and issues that impact passengers, airline service, cargo, security, and the like. We do some really unique tours, and we're looking forward after this phase that we all faced with COVID to regain the opportunity for tours. We've done fuel farm tours. The Udvar-Hazy Center, the Aerospace Museum is at Dulles, and we have done many tours there. Tours of the A380 aircraft, airline first class lounge tours, and many more. Our committee members are Logan Antigone, John Bonfields, Dick Datos, Brandon Ferris, Dave Kirby, Paige Croner, Howard Lancet, Sheila Ohms, Marcia Senek, Sydney Woods, and John Sento. Today we are honored and privileged to have two speakers. I have the opportunity to introduce Ms. Peggy Griffin. She's a retired United Airlines Flight Attendant and the current national president for Clipped Wings. She began her career with United in Chicago in January of 1972 and remained there her whole career, 35 years. She flew domestically until United began flying internationally and became the international purser till she retired in 2007. She joined Clipped Wings in 2009 and eventually was the O'Hara chapter president for 4 years. In 2018, she became the national vice president of Clipped Wings and elected president in 2020. It is also my pleasure to introduce Crystal Ild, former United Airlines stewardess and past national president of Clipped Wings. Crystal was born in Velbert, Germany, and her parents migrated to the U.S. in 1955 and settled in Dayton, Ohio. She started with United Airlines in 1962. She became involved with Clipped Wings in May of '64. After meeting its founder, Jackie Jo Caesar, she participated in the first Special Olympic game out of Chicago Park District. She has volunteered for Special Olympic Games locally, nationally, internationally since its inception. She was honored to be the official team Germany's U.S. interpreter for 3 international games, and she will be actively involved in the games of 2022 and to be held in Orlando, Florida. She has held key positions with Clipped Wings over the years as a national board secretary, vice president, and president. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Peggy and Crystal.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Georgia. If you want to go ahead and start it, we'll take it off. Clipped Wings is happy to be here to share our story with you. We are a 501c3 organization, and the Clipped Wing name is a registered trademark since 1957. Crystal and I will be taking you on a journey through Clipped Wings. We want to spend the next few minutes telling you all about our organization, how we got started, our passion to help people with developmental disabilities, and the fun we have no matter what we do, just as long as we continue the connection.
Our goal is to have a great time every time we get together, whether just getting together for lunch or working with our charities or engaging in fundraising events.
It should continue. In 1941, Jackie got some of her friends together to form the group known as Clipped Wings. Before 1968, stewardesses were not allowed to be married and had to quit flying at 32, but they too wanted to continue their connection.
Over the years, we have redefined our purpose and adjusted our direction. However, we have always stayed the course of helping people with not just developmentally disabilities, but what we like to say, people with special abilities.
Clipped Wings has been present at Special Olympic Games right from the start. We volunteer where and when we are needed. We are at the Cessna airlifts. We are in the stands as cheerleaders, scorekeepers, water dispensers, passing out medals, and even bathroom chaperones. We do this professionally with love and grace, no matter whether it's rain, snow, or even in 100 degrees.
All of our volunteers are exactly that, volunteers. We pay our own way. Many of our members do not get airline discounts or free air travel. Even without airline benefits, we are there to support the athletes and the parents.
As you can see, in most years, we come to the game as a large group. Lots of Clipped Wings power to help the host city put on the best Special Olympics for the very special athletes. There is nothing we can't do or problem we can't solve.
Carol Morgan and I were at the very first Special Olympic Games in Soldier Field in Chicago and returned to Chicago at the request of Special Olympics to celebrate the 50th anniversary. The monument represents Special Olympics' eternal flame of hope. It is located at Soldier Field Museum campus.
In 1987, Clipped Wing members were asked by Eunice Kennedy Shriver to do something for the parents. Marta Rash and Chloanne Brown organized the first parents' reception, which was a lavish buffet, music, and entertainment. The parents were able to form bonds and connect with each other, discussing the rewards and challenges of raising children with disabilities. Many of these bonds have lasted for years.
We continued our connection with the parents by hosting receptions for the next 12 World and National Games. We had Irish dancing, a beer garden theme, garden parties, and lots of other fun themes. We created wonderful and special events, but one we could not afford to sustain. Our receptions were so successful and getting bigger. We graciously passed our well-established parent receptions to the major corporate sponsors. Wow.
Yeah, we might be stuck. Scott, can you advance that?
I'm trying and it's not going anywhere. There we go.
Okay, thank you. Besides helping the athletes compete, the parents' reception in Reno, Nevada, we took a little time out for skiing and, truth be known, a little gambling at the casinos.
The best part about being at the airport was watching over 200 Cessna aircraft bringing in the athletes and dignitaries. With the Cessna aircraft landing every 90 seconds, members would greet the athlete and escort and direct them to the 3 Bs, buses, beverage, and bathrooms. Then they were off to their hotels.
Eunice Schreiber was a great supporter of Clipped Wings. She attended every parent's reception, giving a warm, inclusive talk to our parents and to us. She was delighted with the Clipped Wings sweatshirt that we gave her. As you might remember, Eunice passed away about 12 years ago, and we miss her guiding light.
Here we are giving out medals at the volleyball game and serving guests at our reception. Everyone, including parents and volunteers, enjoyed the hot air balloon liftoff during the reception. We have been active in many of the sports such as volleyball, bocce ball, aquatics, archery, gymnastics, and more.
Toronto, Canada, we are staying warm in our hockey jerseys. We even had a game amongst ourselves. Of course, our side won. The Canadian Mounties were also very delightful.
Raleigh, North Carolina Special Olympics in 1999. Whoa, what a hot game these were. 103 degrees. I mean, the temperature was so hot that some of the events had to be played in the evening. We were, as always, flexible, and we made it happen.
I think we're stuck again.
Oh, I was selected to be the interpreter for Team Germany for several special international Olympic Games, as well as in Anchorage, Alaska. Many clipped wingers took the trails in dog sleds for some fun in the snow. We always find something fun to do while volunteering. The Dublin Olympic Village had many activities for the athletes, and of course, we jumped right in, participating in the drum circle, learning the Irish jig, and a few words in Gaelic. We also took a train trip to the other side of the country, a bus trip to visit the distilleries. We loved to explore new places, including some Irish pubs where we enjoyed music and a wee pint of Guinness.
Members Mary Kay, Barbara, Pamela, and Levon enjoyed the sights of Nagano, which included the high-speed trains, kabuki theater, and of course, sushi and sake while taking a break from volunteering. Looks like they had a translator along the way to help them find it.
Ames, Iowa had a wonderful airlift with many Cessna aircraft carrying athletes and dignitaries. These pilots gave of their own time and used the airplanes to make sure that athletes from small towns without large airport service were able to attend the games. As you can see, we also awarded the equestrian events.
Our national board meeting was held in Boise at the Special Olympics. We know how to work and play at the same time. Special Olympians participated in over 32 sports, with more being added all the time. The coaches and officials and organizers are all volunteers and work with their athletes year-round in their hometowns.
This is why we honor the parent and caregivers. They are the ones who make sure that the athletes get to practice, even if it's miles away from home. They also volunteer to help the practice, to spend their own money on uniforms, equipment, and nourishment. Unlike mainstream teams, they do not, as a rule, have a sponsor. Here we are relaxing after the reception.
In Princeton, we got on a bus without knowing where we were to be volunteering. The goal was to be dropped off at whatever venue we were needed. First stop, bocce ball. They needed all of us. We became very proficient at bocce. So began our love and assisting in judging the bocce ball games. Several members took additional shifts in the 100-degree weather to make sure all the athletes could play. Bocce athletes are typically older, so are we, and it was a good fit.
Let's not repeat, please, the frankly falsehood that we didn't leave Americans behind. Let me ask you this. Secretary Austin, you alluded to several times the fact that the military was ready. You say this in your prepared remarks. By late April, you say military planners.
I think Keith is talking over us.
You referred later in your remarks to the fact that you were.
Someone muted him.
And
Okay.
we need to switch slides.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There we go.
Okay. In Los Angeles, once again, we were in charge of bocce ball. This time it was in an air-conditioned convention center. Other events were held all over the city of Los Angeles. What a challenge it was getting to those venues. I think
The members of the Seattle chapter work every local Special Olympic Games in their area. So they are very professional when it comes to the games being held in 2018. Aquatics was their favorite activity and they know how to run it like a well-oiled machine. Their previous expertise was in bocce and awards came in very handy as well.
3 of our members, Marta, Barbara, and Chloe-Ann, traveled all the way to Dubai. Unfortunately, they were unable to volunteer, but they were able to support the athletes nonetheless. We were very happy to award $10,000 in parent grants for travel to Dubai.
We are looking forward to the Special Olympic Games in Orlando, Florida at the ESPN Center in Disney World in June of 2022. As of now, there are about 60 Clipwing members that have volunteered. Plus members and chapters have been sending in items and funds to buy things for the parent goodie bags. We have been holding planning meetings on Zoom, and what a wonderful platform Zoom has been for our organization.
From 1941 to 2021, our volunteer hours equal of over 62 years. Parent grants are now over $250,000 in just the last 10 years. All in all, we have donated over $13 million. We even earn money on Amazon Smile. We say, keep on shopping.
Parent grant recipients are very appreciative of the money awarded to them, making it possible to travel to the games to watch their athlete. We often hear how grateful they are to be able to attend the games. This mom, Jane Long, from Delaware, represents the thrill that they get when they watch their athlete. Jane has become an ardent supporter of our Cliptwings efforts, and she is our poster mom for parent grants.
We will continue to present goodie bags to the Orlando Games to our parent grant recipients. Right now, funds are pouring in from our chapters and members for the bags of the Orlando Games. Our Newark chapter volunteered to coordinate the filling of the goodie bags. They are also going to have a lot of fun shopping on Amazon Smile to fill these bags.
We don't limit ourselves just to Special Olympics. Our local levels, we support a variety of different charities in many ways. Some of our chapters have raised enough money through various fundraisers to help their own philanthropies with large donations, such as vans, forklifts, and utility trucks.
The amazing Newark chapter conceived and decorated these rooms at a local Ronald McDonald House. For the families of hospitalized children, families are able to be with their children during the day, then relax in the setting of the airline decor in the evening.
Several chapters remember and support our troops overseas during the holiday season. We want the troops overseas to know we were thinking about them by sending them care packages.
Los Angeles chapter puts on parties for every occasion at their charity, including a full Thanksgiving dinner. The clients in Clipped Wings dance to the tunes played by the disc jockey. Clients love to dress up for Halloween and go to fun outings like bowling.
What's more fun than a slumber party? Baltimore chapter takes it one step further by bringing new PJs for kids in need. The DCA chapter gets in on the fun too. You know, it's a night full of giggles and memories of slumber parties in the past.
At every convention, one or more chapters do a skit. At the DCA convention, the Washington members did a riff on the Supreme Court, calling themselves the Supremes. They also enjoy getting together with parties and lunches. The DCA chapter members visit the Shanksville Memorial on every 9/11 anniversary. We will never forget.
Newark fills backpacks for a homeless men's organization at Christmas. Also, they fill backpacks for needy children for the new school year.
San Diego has several charities. One is St. Madeline's, which helps developmentally disabled people seek their full potential. During Christmas, they volunteer at the local bookstore wrapping gifts. They work for tips. Are we stuck?
Here we go. A Seattle member bequests a generous gift to the Seattle chapter, and a memorial endowment was created in her name. The funds are distributed among their charities. And continue.
Okay. More fun with our charities. Our chapters support a variety of philanthropies, from spina bifida to foster children to children of overseas troops and and group homes such as Washington, D.C. Marion Project. We also help our own members with their special needs children and grandchildren.
Oh, cheers.
I recently gave up polar plunging in Chicago with my dear friend Barry, much to his dismay. We should have been plunging in Las Vegas. The Chicago O'Hare chapter still financially supports the plunging. Portland chapter has sponsored the Sharing Tree for many years. Children are identified by several agencies. Their names and gift wishes are put in an envelope on a tree. Shoppers in the mall can take an envelope and buy a very special gift for that child. Some of the Portland members take all the remaining names, if any, and purchase the remaining gifts.
A basketball game in between the real game. Playing at halftime game with Clipped Wings Friendly Things versus the American Flight Attendant Kiwis. Clipped Wings won, of course. The Lakers organization did not repeat this event as no one left to go get refreshments.
Our chapters have many great ideas to raise money. Golf tournaments, plant sales, fashion shows, selling cookbooks, posters, keychain bracelets, hammers, tree skirts, hats, other clothing items, garage sales, gift wrapping at the bookstore. You name it, we've done it.
Hey, we're not just pretty faces. We are strong. We pull airplanes for charity. We raise money by paying for the privilege of being a puller.
More ways to earn money for our charities. We even support other charities that our members are involved in.
The fantasy flights are one of our favorite holiday events that many chapters are able to enjoy. We love bringing smiles to underprivileged, foster, and very ill children, plus the children of wounded warriors on their flights to see Santa. Yes, the flight actually goes up in the air, flies around for a while, then returns to the North Pole. Upon landing, gifts, games, music, and fun awaits them. But the best part is the arrival of Santa Claus. They are served a wonderful holiday lunch too. The cockpit and cabin crews donate their time. United donates the airplane. Clipped Wings and other United groups raise money for fuel. And most everything else is donated, even that holiday lunch.
This is our way to continue the connection during COVID. We Zoomed almost every month with theme parties, music provided by our members, trivia quizzes and games, but mostly a lot of chatter and laughter. We even held our 2020 convention on Zoom.
We know how to have the fun and we love to put on a show. This is Hooray for Hollywood, performed by the San Diego chapter at the LAX National Convention.
We will never forget 33 of our brothers and sisters were the true first responders on 9/11. First to identify the terrorists, first to report them to the ground, and first to be murdered. Our DCA and Newark chapters, plus others who are able, travel each year to the Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville to honor the unsung heroes of 9/11.
We'd like to thank you, Georgia and Scott and the Committee of Dulles for asking us to shine in Washington, D.C. It has been our pleasure to be here and share Clipped Wings with you. A huge thank you to our web team for organizing the presentation, Linda Mitchell, Carolyn Plumley, Mary Kay Dana, and the many members who donated photos and stories to make this possible. We hope you enjoyed your journey and we'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Well, you guys are muted. How can we hear you clapping?
It's interesting with Zoom, you can't hear clapping very well.
No.
Georgia?
Well, I must say, I think it was an amazing presentation. I never realized how much you did and how widespread your organization is, and just to see the impact that you've made on so many people and the effort. I mean, we're talking about, you know, every small effort turned into a major event to allow people to share this opportunity for the athletes and their families. And $13 million, that's absolutely incredible. Thank you all so much for your presentation. It was fantastic. Thank you for your work you do in community. I hope more people learn about you. We will make sure this video gets put on our website, and we also do it through Channel 10 here locally in the Washington area, and it'll be posted on their YouTube channel with your permission. But I deeply appreciate what you shared with us today.
Well, thank you. It was our pleasure to be here, and we're really happy that you invited us. And like you said, this is an opportunity for us to meet with you and have you spread our word.
Yes.
I was looking here to see if we had any questions on chat. We don't. Most everybody just thanking you for the great presentation, which I too want to add my thanks to Georgia's for the presentation and your time today, ladies. Where do you see your organization going into the future?
I think right now we're trying to grow even in the midst of COVID. We'd like to get some chapters in the Texas area or more on the East Coast. We're just working real hard just to do what we do, just staying connected and helping others that can't help themselves.
Yeah. Now I saw that you have a DCA chapter. Do you have an IAD one, or are they really just part of the DCA chapter?
We have the DCA chapter and we have a Baltimore chapter. We do not have an IAD chapter. They kind of either go to one or the other.
Yeah, they're-
Well,
Well, we'll just have to change that.
well,
Sandy Eggleston is our president of the DC chapter. Sandy, you have something to say?
well, it's a DCA chapter, but almost everybody, we all flew out of Dulles.
Good.
And we
Oh.
basically are still, I mean, you talk about the airport in your backyard, it's in my front yard. But we are actually Dulles, and we worked with Georgia too, a couple of years ago for the anniversary celebration.
You did, and thank you, Sandy. You were a major contributor and a participant in the 50th anniversary of Committee for Dulles. We're very grateful for that. So Clipped Wings has been very involved in our local community. They're involved with the Dulles Airport Rotary Club. We have several members that are very active, and I hope some of them have been able to jump on here as the presentation continued. But definitely Clipped Wings has worked with us and a lot of the nonprofits, because we do a special program for mentally and physically challenged children through adults, and Clipped Wings has been part of that in our organization for the 25 years that we've done that. So thank you all again. How do you encourage new members? Are there a lot of active flight attendants that currently participate?
We do have some. We're, expecting more because of the rule that was brought in where you could continue flying after you were married. That organization kind of took a dip in membership. So they started allowing current flight attendants. So yeah, we're picking up a lot of working flight attendants at the same time as we're picking up the retired ones. But we find out that a lot of people that have retired in this past year have gotten interested in joining us.
There was a question on the chat about whether there are men members, and somebody addressed it and said there are.
Yes.
And then there's another one. How about international chapters like here in Ontario, Canada?
Well, if we get enough members up there, it takes 8 members to become a chapter. And if we can get 8 members to form a chapter, they're in.
We would love to have them.
We'd love to have them in Frankfurt. We'd love to have them anywhere. And we'd love to have a chapter in Hawaii. Then we could go visit them more frequently.
Okay.
If you can put 8 people together, we'll form your chapter. And as long as you find a charity or an organization to support, we're right there. We'll be right there supporting you.
We have a couple we have a Facebook page that anybody that flew for United or when there was a merger or a buyout are eligible to join. And we've picked up some people on that. And we've just created a business page on Facebook that hopefully to increase our membership. So that's another outlet that we have.
We have members.
The ladies, we've had somebody that's asked, could you please provide contact information if we would like to be in touch with you? So what's the best way for them to contact Clipped Wings?
Linda, you want to field that one? Linda Mitchell? She's our contact person.
Where did she go?
She's right here.
Oh,
Yes, they can visit our website, UnitedClippedWingsInc.org. And there's a page that they can go to and submit a request, and we'll be in touch. Barbara Dunkelman is our vice president, and she will contact them about membership. And they can also visit the Facebook page. And
What was the website again, please? Maybe we could put that in the chat.
It's actually in the chat now.
Okay, great. Yeah, okay, I see it. Very good. Yeah, I'd love to see social media take off and really promote clipped wings and a lot of through our organizations, we should make that connection too. Certainly with Dulles Rotary and Committee for Dulles, we can create that kind of a link to your organization to make sure that people are aware and hopefully it's, encourage participation.
Sure. And not only do we like participation, we like donations too.
Yeah.
Oh, and also just to let you know, we do have 26 chapters across the United States. And one of them we call Members at Large, our MAL chapter. And these are people who live not within one of the cities or nearby a city where we do have a chapter. So people in Kansas could join the MALs. People in, Oregon or Idaho could join anywhere, even international. So the MALs are a strong group, and they're a group to belong to if you don't have a city near you or a chapter near you.
So if I go to the organization website, I can donate through there.
No,
No.
you have to find a chapter. You'd have to give your donation to Sandy.
We also have you can become a friend of a chapter if you're not eligible. I mean, like you, Scott, you never were a stewardess or a flight attendant, but if you wanted to be a friend, you could be a friend of, say, the DCA chapter, and you'd get all the mailings and find out what's going on. And it's usually very inexpensive to be a friend. How much is it, Sandy, in Washington? Probably about $10 is what it usually is.
I think just to cover the mailings and stuff like that, I think.
I
But
think
now
it is about $10. I'd have to check. And Scott, you know that Betty Humphreys and Linda Evans, their husbands are part of Rotary, and they are part of our chapter as well. The DCA IAD chapter.
Okay. Well,
Very good.
My job is about 90% raising money for CFD. So I would advise that the national chapter website also allow the opportunity for people to make donations who come across it. Just a suggestion.
Good.
I like
Great,
that
thank you.
suggestion, Scott. It's taken. Yeah, we'll take that suggestion. Yeah.
How does a chapter select a nonprofit, and what does a nonprofit have to do to qualify to be supported by a chapter?
I can hear us.
I think what it is they have an organization in their area, their neighborhood, that have people with developmental disabilities, or some of them have riding stables for therapeutic riding stables that they might support. And so the group of members chooses what chapter they want to support. It may be 1, it may be 10, whatever they think they could support. Some of the chapters don't have any particular charity that they support, so they support our parent grants, and they give money so that we can give them money to parent grants so the parents are able to travel. This year, for next year, for June of 2022, when we go down to Disney World, we're giving out $50,000, $1,000 to each parent or each family, so that they can go to Orlando to watch their athlete. And it's to be used, the money is to be used for travel to get there. It can't be used for anything else. So we're, like I said, we've got $50,000 going to Orlando for the parent grants.
So how much time does participation in your chapter take you all as individuals? Do you see yourself in meetings, like is it weekly, monthly? Because obviously there's a lot of work that you all are doing, and it's so diversified across the board. So you have your annual meeting coming up in Portland, correct?
It's a biennial meeting. We go every 2 years to a convention. Like we said, last year convention was held on Zoom. And so we weren't able to go to Portland. So Portland has held on, and Donna, who is our convention chair.
Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Donna. We'll be headed to Portland.
It's been a ride.
Most of our chapters meet maybe once a month. Now during COVID and things, we met pretty much on Zoom or just through emails. Some chapters have yet to meet in person over the last year and a half. But your involvement with Clipped Wings is as much as you want to put into it. Some people aren't able to come to meetings, but they donate. Some people are there doing everything all the time, like Crystal. She and Linda and Carolyn and everybody else that's out there, they put in a lot of time with their Clipped Wing group.
It's
Thank
an
you.
outstanding organization. We are all very fortunate to have each other. I feel comfortable calling any one of the people, especially on the screen, if I need help or a friend. It's just an outstanding way to have friends all over the country. Thank you to all of you.
Also, some chapters have book clubs and
Bridge games.
and game days and other just social get-togethers.
And Donna, we're looking forward to being in Portland next August, September.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
I already have.
Come on, the more the merrier. Our doors are open.
How do your spouses get involved?
Pardon me?
How do your spouses get involved, or do they?
They do. They do.
Mine was just sitting here for the whole presentation. You couldn't see him, but there he was.
Hello, Rock.
Oh, he left now. But since I live so far away from my chapter, it takes a couple hours, so I always bring him to the meetings so we can use the HOV lanes. And
Well, I'm glad a husband
then
is of some use.
yeah, he's my emotional support husband. And then that's caused other, we had 3 husbands at our meeting yesterday, and you know, they have fun, they know each other, and all the women know them, and so they just kind of meld into the group and give us a lot of encouragement and support.
A lot of the husbands made their best friends through Clipped Wings. Through
Exactly. The other thing is a lot of us have gotten our grandkids involved in Special Olympics. And, you know, for them to participate has really been an eye opener for them, a learning situation. And
Scott, to answer your earlier question, yes, we do have men. In fact, we have one of our men, Hutch, is president of the Las Vegas chapter. Another one out of Newark is the quarterly reporter. And so they're active in the organization. And we have a men, I think, in Manchester, Boston, Manchester as well. So yeah, we have men. All I have to do is sign up and they're in.
We like men.
Yeah.
I mean, we aren't one of these organizations that, you know, that just women putzing around. I mean, we enjoy what men can contribute to our organization, and we're good with them.
my husband is a lawyer, and I can't tell you how many times he has done something for Clipped Wings, just donated his time for whatever reason we needed to talk to a lawyer.
So what about other airlines? Do they have organizations, or do you partner with other airlines? Or are they able to become members?
Even Delta does.
We have had joint things with World Wings. In fact, one of our very active members in Clipped Wings is also a very active member in World Wings, and which is Pan Am's group. And so a lot of the former Pan Am flight attendants flew for United after
The merger.
the buyout. So
Well, American Airline has their own group called Kiwis, and Delta Airline has a group called Clipped Wings. So there are other airlines that have groups of flight attendants because we have that camaraderie. It's very good. So there are other airlines. Merging them together, we have not, no.
Oh, in San Diego, they have it interline luncheons from time to time. And you can't tell which airline anybody's from.
Right.
We get
Right.
together, we're just all have that sisterhood. And it's so much fun because, you know, just because they went to TWA and I went to United, you know, we could have been in the same airplane.
There's
Judy,
another
you
group.
wanna oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Donna. Judy, I think, wants to say something.
I was just going to say, we have an interline luncheon with all of the carriers, October 5th. We'll have a get together and it's kind of fun. And like the other ladies have said, you know, the experiences are very similar. So there's a lot of conversation, a lot of fun.
What I was going to
On
say
top
is
of that-
oops, sorry.
I was going to say on top of that, somebody, I think in the chat, how many airlines actually make up United Airlines today?
A lot.
Yeah.
Starting with Capital.
And Barney.
Barney.
Oh, my goodness, going way back.
What I was going to say is there's a group called Silver Liners. And they started out as Eastern Airlines. And now they have invited any airline to join them. And that group, I kind of follow them just to see what's going on. And it is growing and growing, and they're going to have their first convention. And they've got chapters all over the country, and it's pretty amazing. And it's for any airline to join. So that's how they expanded their brand, was just opening up to other airlines.
Yeah, I think Scott and Georgia, I think being a flight attendant is a very unique job because we have this camaraderie, we have this connection. And, you know, a lot of people, when they leave their job, they're gone. They, you know, they don't do anything with the people that they worked with too much. They don't have an organization. But I think as flight attendants, we bonded together on the jump seat and we now bond together at lunches.
True.
Well, you do remarkable work. I mean, it's incredible. I don't think there's a fundraiser you haven't touched that I've seen organizations participate in, whether it be a golf tournament or garage sale and everything in between. Pretty incredible stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do it and we have fun doing it. We enjoy it.
If it's not fun, we don't do it.
That's it.
That's right, Caroline.
Well, we make it fun.
Yeah.
So,
Scott, you want to do a wrap up? I'm good to go. Thanking the ladies and hoping that we can share this video to a lot of our Dulles community, both the Chamber of Commerce and airport.
Okay. And Georgia, will you send me a link, or Scott, will you send me a link when you get it up wherever you're going to put it so the rest of our members can see it, please?
Well, absolutely. And in fact, as I stated in the opening, the link will actually go out to everybody that signed up to attend today's
Great.
Zoom meeting. So you'll all get it, hopefully. Anyway, ladies, thank you very, very much. We appreciated your time, your presentation today. And as Georgia said, what a great organization doing great work. And Sandra, if you could send me information how I can contribute it to your chapter, you can email me at scottyork@Committee for Dulles, and I'll make a contribution to your organization.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Again, I want to thank all of you for joining us today. I look forward to hopefully maybe in the future making a connection between us and the DCA chapter, and maybe doing something together that will benefit Special Olympics through you all. With that, again, thank you, and we look forward to hopefully maybe another opportunity at some time where we can do this again.
Thank you.
Thank
We'd be
you.
happy to.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Georgia. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
You're most welcome. Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank you
now.
so much.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye.